Intro. Turn this. Intro. Turn this.
All right, all right, all right.
Hold on.
Good day, good day, good day. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing this evening? This your boy Nate Campbell. This is Experience the Galaxy. I just want you guys to take a gander at what's going on with us today. First of all, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I got some announcements starting this week. Next week coming up, hopefully we can get it situated where John David Jackson will start being being on the show with me, and we're going to do a segment on what it's called. We're going to have a boxing conversation every time we're on air. I want you guys to tune in and get to hear me and the guy that led me to the world title talk about boxing. You'll see how much we're alike and how much we're different. He might sit in on some of the social issues and hang out for the whole show. I am looking forward to getting some big names on here, really big names, not just boxers, but people like really big names. And I've been talking to some people here lately, and I'll let you guys know in the coming weeks what's going to be going on. Also, want to talk to you guys about some products that are going to be that I'm a part of. Hold on one moment. This is one of the products that I'm a part of. It's called Defiant Wolf Boxing Gloves. It's a full leather glove. This glove is apparatus that teaches you how to punch properly. Now I know you don't think much of this, but I'm gonna have video in the coming weeks and pictures of the coming weeks of how these gloves work. But these gloves teach you how to punch properly, how to develop, stiff jab, straight right hand, hands coming back to your face. This glove is an outstanding training apparatus. I'm going to show you how it works in the coming moments on the show. I probably after the first segment, I'll put it on and show you how it works. And also, we're going to be talking to some separate issues that are popping off. Facebook Live that are popping off with our people, black people, white people, Americans. Tonight we're going to talk about multiculturalism. And multiculturalism, let's get multiculturalism situated. Could you scroll? I wasn't ready to take the call, but multiculturalism refers to here's the definition of it. I'm gonna read the definition of it so you guys can know what it is. Multiculturalism refers to the generalization that group differences should be the basis for mutual respect, and these differences should be valued. Typically, multiculturalism stands in contrast to so-called colorblindness. The idea that people are universally similar and the group differences should be minimized. Plot 2002. Okay. Let's talk about this. I think that description is close to what it is, what they think it should be. But I believe that the wording is hogwash. Because I believe that we as a people, see, I learned something in school many years ago. And what it taught me was there's a reason that black people will never be able to ever be a part of this country 100%. And there's a reason for that. It isn't the way we act, because there's enough black people that act the way that they think we should, dress the way they think we should, educate the way they think we should be. There's enough black people that are innovators and these, that, and the other. So it has nothing to do with that, because the media will tell you that black people are horrible, they're this, they're that, and they'll make you believe that we as a people are, unsavory characters. But the truth of the matter is the one reason that stops us, that has always stopped black people from ever being a part of the true culture that is America, the way we should be after all these years. What do you think it is, John? What do you think the reason is, John?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's the color of our skin. You're right. Don't do that. Go ahead and say it. It's skin color. I can't hide that I'm a black man.
I got freckles that are
Exactly.
brown.
Yeah, but that don't count. John says he has freckles, and I'm like, nah, that don't count. But what I'm simply saying is, listen to me. Over the next, I'm going to tell you guys when you can call in. I want you guys to call in 904-302-7220. 904-302-7220. And you can also Skype in LDL TV Live 1. But here's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. Hold on, I'm going to clear my throat. We can't hide who we are. So multiculturalism does not work for black people the way it works for everyone else. Because I know some Spanish people that it works for just fine because they look white, blanquito. You know what I'm saying? They can get away with it. But black people can't, black men and women cannot get away with multiculturalism in the same way that everyone else does. Well, there's a reason for that. Because I can't hide my color. I can't hide who I am. And I'll always be black no matter what nationality they put me in. And because multiculturalism tells you that you should act like the consensus or the group that is in power. That's why multiculturalism hurts black people. Because average black man like myself, I don't care where I go, I still want to be a black man. I still want to have black customs. I still want to do things that black people have always done traditionally. But because so much of our tradition has been taken away from us, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so many of us have been, so many things from us, our religion, our language, everything has been taken from us. We have to find who we are. So multiculturalism doesn't work for us because we have to act like someone else to be accepted. We can't be black people that do what black people do because we don't really know what black people did before they came here. We've been so inundated into this system, but yet the system still does not accept us. So what do we do in that situation? So before we go on, I want to talk to John about this because John is going to give you what a white man's perspective of multiculturalism is.
Well, so to be quite honest with you, I'd heard the term multiculturalism, but I never read it. So this week doing the research, I'm now clear on what it is. If you look at one of the stats we had over there, which was not a stat, but there was a statement made by Jeb Bush, who said, I believe that multiculturalism is what America should embrace. It makes things easier, better. It was significant because Jeb Bush speaks Spanish, his wife is Mexican, so it was sort of giving it credence somewhat.
But if you sat and talked to his wife, would she act like a Mexican? I should beg different. She wouldn't. She wouldn't act like a Mexican.
Right. Well, and then we looked at Rasmussen, and they did a poll right after he said that, and in that poll they asked Americans, and only 26% agreed with Bush. Multiculturalism says, hey, everybody looked the same, but guess what the reality is? What the same is? The same is white. 63% of the people. So if you look like us, that's what we want you to do. If you're black, turn your hat around. If you're Spanish, speak English. If you're Asian, eat our food. Be us, okay? And then everything will be all right. That's the prevailing. That's what I grew up with. Be like us, and everything will be okay. That
Exactly.
Black guy's he's a good guy. He's educated. He speaks like
Speaks
us.
well.
Speaks well. Dresses nice. He's a flashy dresser because he's wearing Hickey Freeman suits and a little. That's what I grew. That's what multiculturalism meant to us as a white person, and that's reflected in what Jeb Bush said. It's clearly not reflected in how America thinks, because 44% of the people in the Rasmussen poll said they don't believe with that. 15% said they didn't know. 15% said they weren't sure. 26% said they did agree with him. A quarter of the people agreed with that philosophy, that Now, if you're white, it says to you, hey, things would be a lot better if you were like us. Just be like us. Be like us.
Right.
You know? Be like Mike.
I get the music in my...
Yeah, that's your caller there. Hey. But so anyways, that's my perspective on it.
Right, but here's what my perspective is. With multiculturalism, let's get this understood. Let me use this as a linchpin. Multiculturalism, beautiful word, multiculturalism. Isms are always bad for black people. Let's just racism. You know what I'm saying? Marginalism. Those are all bad things for black people. You know what I'm saying? Multiculturalism. If it wasn't for black people being black people as slaves, you don't have gospel music. You don't have country western. You don't have rockabilly. You don't have bluegrass. If black people don't get to be black people, you don't get what the music we have today. You don't get the fashion we have today. If black people aren't black people, you don't get. If Jimi Hendrix wasn't able to be Jimi Hendrix and turn a right hand guitar upside down and play with his left hand, you don't get Bon Jovi, Van Halen. You don't get any of the great rock guitars. Elvis, none of them. If you don't have actually I forget her name, the black lady that actually started rock and roll before anyone else did. She played. It was in church actually. If you don't have our individuality as a people, you don't get those things. Multiculturalism would actually hurt America in the grand scheme of things, but it would actually destroy the black race as a whole. There are some things about us being us that have made this country the most wonderful place that a lot of blacks are made to believe it is. A black man who didn't go to college laid down the streets and drew the plans for the White House, Benjamin Banneker. If that wasn't for him being creative with his African mind, you don't get those things. You don't get those things. And for me, what I'm simply saying is we need to get away from multiculturalism and get back to individualism as a people. I think that black people are more innovative when they're able to flow and be themselves.
Let me tell you just a real interesting story, Nate. So last week, my wife and I went down to Jacksonville. We wanted to go somewhere and get something for dinner. So let's find a meat market. There's none open. There was one Hispanic place over on the west side. So we went over there, said it was open, pulled up, open on Sunday, not open. What was right next door, you might know where this place is, was an Arabic foods market.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know about this place. I don't even remember the name of it. So I went in, and I love those kind of places.
Right.
Because they're different.
They're eclectic.
It was all kinds of food I'd never seen before. Stuff it was awesome. Spent an hour or two in there, and the woman that runs it looked like she must have owned it or whatever. She had the hijab, traditional garb on, which is that's what I want to see.
Right.
If I go in the market, that's what I want to see. It made the place authentic.
Right.
The food was authentic. We spent $100, bought all this stuff. I had goat, I had grape leaves, I had all this stuff I made.
Right.
It was fantastic. I don't want that to go away. I don't want those people to change. I want more
of that.
I'd
Yes.
like to have an Arabic market right here on my corner.
But
because quite frankly, I'm sick of everything that someone else has decided.
Yeah, right. Here's my thing. Here's my issue. Multiculturalism sounds good until you go to the black community and you got Arab stores in the black community, but no black stores in the black community. No offense. That's multiculturalism. But that's taking the money out of my community, putting it in the Arab community's pocket. So for me, multiculturalism is killing my people. It's like politically correctness. Look, the other day, a friend of mine today told me that a guy was mad with me for doing what I'm doing. He's a black guy. He's angry that I'm doing this. And I'm like, why in the hell are you angry that I'm pushing for black business? Why in the hell are you angry that I'm pushing for us to be a people that has our own. We have to come to a realization that our mindset has been taken from us. Our minds have been taken from us. And a friend of mine posted something and said, we got to detox these people. Let me tell you something. Multiculturalism, it's horrible. Because I want to go to a Chinese restaurant and see Chinese people cooking my food. I want to go to a soul food restaurant and see black folk cooking my food.
Yeah.
I want to go to an Indian restaurant and want Indians cooking my. I like going to the Indian restaurant and have somebody say, what would you like? Would you like the curry? I like that. I like going in and talk to the guy, talking to somebody who's Spanish, and they say, would you like the enchilada? How would you like the enchilada? Would you like the green sauce or the red sauce?
Let me ask you something, Nate. Do you find it? You could drive through any small or medium town in this country now, and their main drag
is
looks
white.
The same in California as it does in New York. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Wendy's. It's the same 5 restaurants, the same 4 or 5 food stores. There's not one individual place anymore in mainstream America.
It's not.
It's just there, and it sucks.
And the sad part about it is, you got to go out to the boondocks to get some good food most times.
Absolutely.
You got to get real chicken. You can't go to Kentucky KFC because that ain't even chicken.
Yeah.
That's why they changed the name to KFC.
Yeah.
I mean, so my issue is this here: the multiculturalism thing is bigger than just color with me. America's supposed to be a melting pot, meaning that everything is in there. It's like gumbo. It's supposed to be like gumbo. You want to be able to eat a little corn, some okra. You should be able to reach in there and get you some neck bones and chicken and shrimp and crawfish. All that should go into the pot. The more you put in it, the better it tastes. But the problem is, we have so many people that want to take everything out. No offense, John. I don't want to dress like you, and I don't want you to dress like me.
No.
I don't particularly want. Look. Multiculturalism would have ruined me as a fighter if I thought like a multicultural person, because I took so much from all the other great black fighters I knew, because those were the ones I could identify with. I could understand their struggle. But then I stole something from a guy named Roberto Duran. Then I stole something from a guy named Alexis Arguello. And it wasn't about being multicultural. It's something I saw in those people because their struggle taught them to fight the way they fought. Duran fought with fearlessness. I fought with fearlessness.
Clearly. And
people will ask me on a regular basis, man, who's the best lightweight of all time? I say, it's 2 guys. A guy from way back in the day and Duran. I'm like 1A, 1B, depends on who you like. And I'm like, either one of those 2 guys, I would have boxed all night. I would have stayed on my toes and boxed all night. And these guys want to make you believe that we as a people should be the same. Damn it, we shouldn't. Somebody has to say, no, me being me is enough. Me being like my mother, me being like my father's enough. And I'm going to tell you something. And you can see them pushing the multicultural thing every day. I'm going to show you how. With Serena Williams marrying the guy she's married, that's more about what multiculturalism is about. They want us all to look alike, all to dress alike, all to be alike. But the thing about it is, you still can't. I don't care what you say. There's still a part of Serena Williams that's Compton. If you ain't never lived in the hood, you really can't understand what that's like. There's gonna come a day when that part of her makes your rear's ugly head, as they say, which I don't think is ugly, but it is. My thing is, people don't get it. To take away who people are, what they've gone through, takes away the greatness of the people. And that's what I believe.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. It starts with the mainstream America and the food stores. Listen, there's guys out there with shows now. You know, Guy Fieri's got a show where he goes diners, drive-ins, and dives. And he has to drive miles to find these. He's going to go all over the country to find these places.
But because of that, there's a place right down on Jacksonville Beach called I think it's Annie's Sandwiches, Annie's Sandwich Shop or something like that. Man, they got the sandwich called a Peruvian. That is, oh my God, that sandwich was sent from Mount Olympus. That sandwich is that good. But I don't know about that if he doesn't drive out there. I don't know about the Indian restaurant over on the Riverside if he doesn't drive out there. You know what I'm saying? We don't get to know about these places. Now people get to make shows about driving way outside off the beaten path to find authentic this or authentic that. Why can't we have it like downtown New York? You can go right downtown New York and find Indian, Italian, Jewish delicatessens, everything right there. But you don't have it anywhere else. I mean, we got to stay eclectic. You know what I'm saying? We got to stay not separate, but let's stay individual.
Well, I think, unfortunately, we're fighting a losing battle here.
I don't think so. Because you guys are dying off. You guys are dying off. Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, man.
We're going to be done with y'all in about 20.
It's 2.5% per year that our population is going down. The black population is staying almost the same. Even though your birth rate's high, it's staying the same.
Because they're killing us all. They kill you. No offense. You keep putting guns and drugs in our community and won't give us a job.
You're not gonna. There's no argument for me on that. But the Hispanic population is going in the opposite direction of the white population. It's going up 2.5% to 3% every 2.5 years.
Right.
That's almost twice what ours is. So if you push those numbers together, like you said before the show started, two presidential election cycles, and white people, pure white people, European descent, are going to be under 50%. They're no longer going to be the majority. Latino people are going to be twice the population of black people at 30-something%. And this is probably the last white president you're going to see that gets elected like this.
But the sad part about it is, so many, and there's so much infighting among us. There's so much, and people don't love to talk about this, but Spanish folk kill Spanish folk like black folk kill black folk, and we got to get to the realization that what is cool about the Spanish community is they believe in their community. They believe in, if you talk to a Mexican, I'm Mexican. They say I'm Mexican, and they mean it. We talk to white people.
Miami.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I Cubano. They let you know up front. If they don't even speak Spanish, they won't even speak English to you.
Let me tell you something. I've been to Cuba twice and Miami 50 times. More people speak English in Havana than they do in Miami.
And they do it on purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose. On purpose. I have a story, great story about this real quick. I was driving down South Beach one time and I was telling the guy the cop was down there. I'm like, I asked him earlier, which do I go down this way to get to Collins? He's like, no, speak English. Okay. So I had to make a U-turn to come back and ended up right next to him again. I said, watch this. I said, there's a cop down there pulling guys over. He said, thank you very much. I said, I thought you didn't speak English. This is what they do.
They hold on to their culture.
They hold on to their culture.
Drive down Calle Ocho. You will not see Kentucky Fried Chicken.
You will not.
You will see
Louis.
Havana. You will see 50 authentic Cuban.
And they all support it.
One after another.
And here's the thing. But when you take the black man and put him in to a country like they did in slavery and strip away who he is, now you throw the multiculturalism bull on top of that. Listen, you don't hear a Spanish person that marries a black person say, I'm something else. They'll say I'm Spanish. I see black guys say I'm black. Latino. They'll say Latino. But why you get a black person, all of a sudden you put a black girl has a baby from a white guy or vice versa, that kid's mixed all of a sudden. Well, by law, you're black. By right, that's the multiculturalism. But white multiculturalism is a part of white supremacy. It's the way to downplay the blackness in me and up and raise up everything else. Because you got black folk love to say I'm part Cherokee. Well, dumbass, you do know the Cherokees were black before they were raped, pillaged, plundered, and the Indian you see today that's got the casinos is not the Indian that was here when they got here. The Indian that today is not what the Indian looked like when they got here. What it looked like when they got here were the people that looked like me and looked like my great grandmother who was Cherokee, who was jet black, looked like Floyd Patterson, her first cousin. But you got to come to one realization that at the end of it all, when it's all over said and done, multiculturalism is gonna break the back of black people if we do not embrace who we are. We got to, being black is a bad thing, seems like. And being African. Let me show you something. I was with a very educated woman. That woman told me there was nothing African about her. She said, her exact words was, there's nothing African about me. I said, well, your skin tells me that you don't know what you're talking about. Because you only get this skin if somebody in your family in the last couple generations was black. And you don't get this skin from anywhere else. Melanin, only race that makes melanin at the degree we make it is African descendants. Period. If you got melanin in your skin somewhere in your life, that's Chinese, that's Thai, that's Korean. That if you dark, there's somebody on your tree that look like me. And multiculturalism will want to take that away from you. And that's all I'm saying. It's killing us as a people. Now, if you want to start calling in, you can start calling in 904-302-7220. And I want you guys to call in, and I need for you guys to speak your piece. And wait a minute, but don't try to take over, because look, I'm gonna be honest, John. I'm gonna say it just like this: if you call in here and you looking for an argument and we can't have a conversation, you gonna see me do this, and that's gonna be John to hook your ass like on the Apollo. John gonna come in and start dancing, bam, 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 and he gonna put that hook up and pull your ass off. Yeah, the multicultural hook, and pull your ass right off. And ain't gonna be no hard feelings, I hope. But I do want you to understand, it's all about having a good conversation. Guy Joseph called in several times. I want you to call in, Joseph, if you want to call in. Anybody wants to call in and speak their piece, I want you to call in. As a matter of fact, I got a friend named Alfie. Catherine. I want you to call in because she's a school teacher here in the system. And I want to see what she thinks about multiculturalism. She might like it, though. She might like it. I think multiculturalism, for me, I like, here's my thing. I would love to see a white guy marry a black woman and she stay a black woman and not try to be like him, or vice versa. Or a black guy marry a white woman and still be black. But that's you never see that. If a black guy marries a white woman, more than likely he's like Clarence Thomas. That's just what it is. Well, we're educated. This is the way we act in America. No, it ain't. America's a bunch of criminals. They owed money when they came here. If you really want to be honest, the original people that came here were a bunch of people that were not, people want to say it was about religious freedoms. No, them motherfuckers owe everybody else money, and they ran it on their debt. Let's call it what it is. They opened up debtor's prison and turned them all out onto this land over here, just like they did in Australia. They did the same thing in Australia. Australia was where they would drop folk off that were criminals. Am I lying?
True enough.
Devil's Isle. And they went over there and they ran the Aborigines off the black people. They ran them off their land. And now they over there marginalizing those people and trying to make those people look like them, be like them, act like them, talk like them. But still, they can't be like them because you still can't hide who you are when your skin is dark.
For sure.
Somebody made the statement. I want you to call in, Michael. I want you to call in. 904-302-7220. 904-302-7220. I watched something the other day about this black lady I posted on my page. It really speaks to multiculturalism, colonialism, and all that as well. Because what it does is it speaks to multiculturalism in the sense that it talks, like Michael brought this point up, that abortion is hurting our community more than homicide. And that is a part of multiculturalism, because that's not something that black women or African women traditionally did. We did not abort children. But what has happened is with Planned Parenthood moving into the community and Margaret Sanger tricking black women into believing that they're being taken care of by Planned Parenthood, that they now will go and abort. Now I know a lot of women I know a lot of black women that will tell you, I'm all for pro-choice. I'm like, okay, cool with that. But still, don't talk about black men shooting and killing each other when black women committing having abortions has always been higher than black murder in America. If the truth be told, if abortion stopped in America among black people, we'd be the biggest minority in the country. That's the truth. And that's a part of multiculturalism. Because now we're expected to think like white people in that aspect. And I'm guilty of, like I told somebody, I'm guilty of paying for one abortion in my life. It's the worst thing that ever happened to me. But what I got to get you to understand is this. When I look back, and I say that because we don't want to accept who we are to the point that we're willing to want to be like everybody else. Who we are is not good enough. We ain't good unless there's something else mixed in with us. We ain't strong unless we you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because I'm really waiting for y'all to call in on this. I'm gonna say this. Black people in America do not own anything of any merit. We don't even own our own movements, like NAACP. That was predominantly started by whites. In the hierarchy, believe it or not, people don't want to talk about this. Even though they put a black person out front, look at the hierarchy. And after over 100 years of still fighting for the same BS, multiculturalism, what they've been fighting for all this time, we still marching in the damn streets. Now come on. All the marching, singing, and dancing and sitting in and water hoses and dogs being sicked on us to push multiculturalism. Because the truth of the matter is, multiculturalism really wasn't a big deal for us. Really wasn't a big deal for us during the 60s. What do you say about that, John? There was no multiculturalism. You had your stuff, I had mine.
Mainstream America had a McDonald's on it. That was it.
That was it. But black folk didn't. And I'm gonna show you something. McDonald's didn't become a $1 billion company until black folk were allowed to start buying it.
Which is, my guess would be there are a much bigger percentage than 13% buying McDonald's right now.
Oh, dude, we spend 85% of every dollar in America black folks spend. The Jews call us liquid money. See, because the average black person, if we spend our money, it goes from go through our hands so fast, it's almost like we didn't have it.
Well, you saw the stat that I gave you that in the Jewish community, the average dollar stays for, what was it, 26 days?
26 days a month.
13 days in the white community and 6 days or less in the black community. The dollar. So you earn $1, it's out of your pocket and in another part of society within 6 days on average. No group in America is close to that.
I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. In 1921, this going to help you to get what I'm saying. In the 1920s, they began to destroy every black town in America, black flourishing economy in America. They began to destroy those economies to push us towards multiculturalism in the grand scheme of things. Because I'm going to tell you why. The black dollar circulated around between they said it circulated, check this out, John, it circulated almost a year in most cases before it left the community in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Black Wall Street. Them folk, because here's the thing. Black people's problem is, since they let you move into the gated community, you think you better than everybody else in a lot of cases. So that's why a lot of black folk push for this multiculturalism BS. Because the multiculturalism BS makes them feel like they're a part of this society in the sense that, but wait a minute. I posted something. If you can go to my Facebook page, the other one, and pull it up. There's a guy on there that was harassed by the police. I don't know if you watched it. I'm gonna show you how multiculturalism has tricked black people in America.
Which page is it on? The Nate Nat?
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Do you know?
No, just scroll down. You'll see a video of a guy. He's crying. It's a black guy crying. I want you to put it on the screen. I'm going to be quiet and let it play. Yeah. You see it? Because I really need us to watch, to really see how I want people to really understand what I'm saying here. I want to see what I'm saying.
Can you see this screen, Nate?
I can see it. Pull it over. There you go. I can see the screen.
Tell me where it is.
Keep going. Keep going. Go back. Go back up a little bit. Go back. Go down. Keep going down.
This way?
Yeah, down.
Okay.
Keep going. Yeah, we're looking for this video. That's it.
I don't know. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff on here.
But this black guy who's a retired policeman, he's in New York.
Oh, I know the video you're talking about. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he's breaking down and crying. He's hurt. He was a corrections officer or something like that, right?
Yes, he's a corrections officer.
Right. And I'm thinking to myself, as I'm watching the video, he's crying, and I'm like, shit, I wonder how many black boys was in the jailhouse he did like that. Now he hurt because he getting the same punishment he gave them. Feel kind of ugly, don't it? I wish you could put it up for me.
I'm trying to find it here.
And it's scary to think that a lot of my people think that for some reason that they're a part of the grand scheme. We're not. We're not. Do you know the average black man has bad credit not because he don't pay his bills, but because he has child support, back child support? Say he went through a bad patch and fell behind his child support. If that child support ain't caught up, that reflects on his credit score.
Wow. I didn't know that.
These are things that, and these are just little things like this that I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, I want every man to take care of the kids. I don't give a damn who you are. You will take care of your kids. But these type things are the things that can be detrimental to a group of people if you can break them. But I really want to show this video because this is going to show you the trick of multiculturalism in our society. It is this video really tells the story. It is a great talking point about what multiculturalism has tricked a lot of black people into believing. Wow. That's all. I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I got it. Hang on. I'll bring it up here in a second. Do you want to actually play it?
Yeah, I want you. Could you play it?
Yeah, hold on one second. Give me just a second.
We're gonna pull this up on the screen so y'all can watch this. And I want you guys to watch this. And I really want you guys to watch it and tell me what you see. You can call in and tell me at 904-302-7220. 904-302-7220.
Yeah, you just give me a second here. I was a little bit off guard with this.
Yeah, but as we're going through trying to get the video up for you guys, I still believe this. I'm not mad with somebody for believing that they want to be like, I don't want to be like anybody. I want to be like me. I want to be like my daddy was. I want to be like my granddaddy was. I want to be a strong, independent black man like they were. I can remember that. I come from a blessed time when my grandfather raised me up until I was about 4. He died. Then my father he told me to go to my father. And there was a reason behind that because my granddaddy was not going to give me up. And my granddaddy was not going to do that. And my mother dropped me off to my grandfather and went off and was living her life, and, going through what she was going through.
Okay, I got it.
But my father came to see me every day. And that's how cool it was to be me. Because I had 2 strong men that were always pouring into me. Okay, video going up right now.
Beaten, treated like a slave. as I was 2 days ago.
Ronald Lanier broke down, describing how he landed in handcuffs and the hospital. While innocently shopping at Western Beef Wednesday, he says Garden City police threw him down and beat him without explanation.
And for somebody to grab me by the neck at the supermarket, and I'm telling you, I'm one of you, and you disrespected, it was just like, you just another black dude.
He too wears a badge, retired after 2 decades as a Nassau corrections officer. He claims he complied and explained he's law enforcement, but cops laughed.
When you don't have a good description, you don't just start scooping up black people. Right. That time is gone.
Surrounded by civil rights activists, Lanier spoke of bruises to his body and his dignity. After 20 minutes in a squad car, the real perpetrator was found, a heavier man. These cops let Lanier go without a word. We reached out to Garden City Police, now being sued for their side of the story. They declined but did provide context. They were chasing a fleeing shoplifting suspect. The perpetrator abandoned his getaway car on the railroad tracks, then fled into Western Beef. A case of mistaken identity, but officers with blacks in law enforcement in America say it happens all too often.
And we're hoping that the Garden City Police Department will come forward with respect, identifying their officers, disciplining their officers.
Lanier understands the difficult work of brother officers, but says there's no excuse for brutal racial profiling.
I'm tired of hearing officers constantly talking about we have to retrain. We don't have to retrain. We gotta let them be held accountable for their actions.
He wants them stripped of their badges. In Nassau County, Long Island, Carolyn Gussoff, CBS 2 News.
Okay. Did y'all hear this statement he made? I'm one of you. I'm one of you.
Apparently not.
Shit. Negro, if you don't lay your ass down on this floor, but let me put my knee in your spine and visually rape you in front of all these other white people and drag your black ass up and down the aisle as much as I want, handcuff you and pull you out to the car. If you don't get you one of us. Whatever. N-word, N-word, N-word. Ha, ha, ha. This is what black people have to come to the realization about. If you talk to that guy, if you talk to him before that incident happened, he'd have made you feel like, well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. There's no way that my brothers in blue would ever do such a horrible, horrific thing. How dare you say such a horrible thing about my people? Those are my people. I'm of the blue brotherhood. Nah, you just that Negro that got beat up in the stove. You on TV crying. What are you? You and your goddamn badge get in this car. Retired my ass. Tell you what, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do me a favor. Lay your ass down on your stomach. Let me put my knee in your back. He said they was laughing at him. See, the trick of multiculturalism makes you believe that you ain't good enough without them. How many times have I had a next door neighbor, a gay guy, and the next door neighbor told me that I'm mixed. I said, mixed with what? Poodle or schnauzer? Because I don't see nothing in you but black, boy. My mother's white as white. I said, boy, I don't give a damn about what. Let me tell you something. Police pull you over. If he don't know you gay right away, he gonna beat you upside your head with his billy club. Now, once he find out you gay, he can't do that because if you get doing that out the gate, he ain't gonna whoop you because he know he gonna have trouble out the gays. The gays you ain't gonna beat up on the gays. The safest place for a black man to be nice is in a dress. You know what I'm saying? Or like Pharrell, non-threatening. My thing is this: until we accept it for who we are, we can never meld and be with anybody else. Until you respect the blackness in me, multiculturalism will never work for us. It will just never work for us because you'll never accept it. I've been told that my skin was bad, and you've been told that too, John. You've been told my skin was bad. You want to know how you've been told that? They told you that the mark of the beast is 666, right? 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons make up my dark skin. 666. So you've been taught that I'm devilish.
Devil's food cake
Devil's food cake
is
brown.
is brown.
It's chocolate.
Angel food cake,
It's white.
in the immortal words of Ali. Now, I got to get your opinion on this deal. So you saw in the news 2 days ago that Muhammad Ali Jr. was in Jamaica with his mother. Camacho Ali, is that her name? Her last name now is Camacho Ali. So the two of them came back
Ali
into.
Camacho.
They came into Ali Camacho. They came into Fort Lauderdale Airport. They were now pulled aside. She explained that she was married to Muhammad Ali. Pulled out a picture of him or had it on her phone. Showed it to him. They let her go. Muhammad Ali Jr., his son, was held for 2 hours in Fort Lauderdale Airport, questioned and asked right off the bat, why do you have the name Muhammad? Because I'm Ali's son. Not good enough. 2 hours they held him there. 2 hours they held him there, asked him if he was Muslim, why he was Muslim, what his faith was about. Now, he is an American-born, not just an American-born to the most iconic sports figure in our history.
Ever.
And they questioned him it took them 2 hours to question him and be okay with letting him in. Now, you got to give me some feedback on that. It's all over the news.
Okay, let me give you one. When you deal with racism in America, racism is spawned by words like offshoots of racism are things like multiculturalism, you know what I'm saying? Classism, all those are parts of racism. Anytime you get those isms in there, you got problems. But what is given that those actions teeth is the current president. I'm not a fan. I don't hate him, but his ban on Muslims have made it okay for them to go after guys like him. Even though this man told you who he is, that wasn't good enough. But you ain't gonna bother. The problem is the worst. There's never been a terroristic act on American soil by a black. I can hear this. By a black man ever as bad as by a white man. But you ain't gonna pull no white man off to the side and ask him no questions. Because first of all, he's not going for it. Have you ever thought about this? What would actually make you believe that Ali's son was ever going to be treated any different than his father was? Only reason you loved his father is because he stuck it out. Because let's be honest, white folk didn't like Ali. And all of a sudden when he died and when he got sick and did so much for the world and this, that, and the other, he became an icon. He became this. But I had to make it known that one of the pastors hit on it for his funeral. But I had said it already. They said that black people don't own Ali. I had to make a statement where if we don't own him, goddamn, who do? Because we loved him, you know. But the pastor made a better statement about it than I did. So I'm gonna make the same statement, and I'm gonna use it for Ali's son. Louisville is only famous for two things: the Kentucky Derby and Ali.
Yeah, baseball bat.
Not as, Louisville Slugger, that's cool, but I mean two things that are current that when you think of, and I mean these are two things he talked about.
Yeah.
He said the Kentucky Derby is a race that's ran, I forgot how far along he said it was, but it's ran in the dust, the mud, the dirt, and the horses start out clean. You know what I'm saying? And you got to bet on the horse before the race start. You understand me? And then after the race starts, you can't bet after the race start. He said, so I hear people saying that Ali don't belong to us. He said, but we betted on Ali at the gate. We betted on him when he was when you exiled him. We betted on him when you said he was washed up. We betted on him when you said that he was that he was a rope bender and he was a runner and he held too much and he was an uppity nigger because that's what they called him. I'm gonna use the word because that's what they called him. And he was a truculent type and he was all these things that you said in a sense, maybe not in your eyes to demean him, but we betted on him then. So my thing is, if he don't belong to anybody else, if he belongs to everybody, where was everybody when the race started? You get what I'm saying? White folk just jumped on the Ali train, in a sense, for the most part. Not all, but a big portion of them really just jumped on the Ali train. His son is finding out why his daddy felt like he felt.
Very quickly.
Boy, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing like finding out one day that you still what they said your daddy was. That's the way they look at you. Because it ain't about being Muslim. Because I'm going to tell you something. Ain't no black Muslim committing no crimes in America. Ain't no black Muslims blowing up no buildings in America. Ain't no black Muslims ain't no black Muslims going into churches shooting black folk in America. Ain't no black Muslims on the police force killing black men. Ain't no black Muslims doing none of those things. But I know white Christians that are. You ain't pulling white Christians off to the side and asking them, why is your name Bob Jaworski? You're not doing that to them. So my thing is this. I'm loving the wake-up calls. I've been screaming for them for a minute. That video we played first, we're going to play the Ali video in a second, but the video we played first, I love the wake-up call. I love the wake-up call. Your multicultural, can we all get along BS? It ain't working for you, boo. It ain't working for you. It's working against you. And if you think for one moment that it ain't, try this on for size. Tell me the last time you saw a black man walk into a building full of white people and kill anybody. Don't worry, I'll wait. And then the police take him to Burger King before they take him to jail.
Like the guy in South Carolina or whatever they did with him.
I was just asking. I'm just saying. Here's my question. What makes you believe that they have a right to do that? Well, they do. The Patriot Act. When they signed the Patriot Act, that gave them the right to do that. When Obama signed that bill into law, saying that the president can put you in prison and don't need to charge you, you don't get to get no phone call, and they can hold you as long as they want.
Enemy combatants. Well, that's all they have to label you as. Is an enemy combatant. That's the key words.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Cat Williams said, I've been watching TV for a long time and I ain't seen no insurgents. So I want you to play the Ali video and see what they said.
Which video?
The one about Ali.
Oh. Give me just a second. I'm going to have to bring it up.
Because, no, I ain't mad at it. I don't even trip on it. I know what it is. I ain't the one that's tripping on that. But you got too many of these black folk that what we call well-to-do that keep falling for the bull.
Yeah. Here we go.
Muhammad Ali Jr., son of boxing great Muhammad Ali, says he was detained at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport for no reason. Ali, who holds a U.S. passport and has no criminal history, told the Miami New Times he was stopped and held by immigration after returning from Jamaica with his mother. Now, his mother was reportedly not detained after showing a photo of herself with the boxer. Ali Jr., on the other hand, was questioned about his religion and detained for 2 hours. Customs and Borders Protection did not comment on the incident, citing privacy laws.
Wow.
What did you notice about that?
What's shocking to me, just my perspective is different, is first of all, this is a hang on 1 second there. Sorry about that. Well, he's a U.S. born citizen. U.S. born citizen. He has rights under the Constitution.
Wrong.
He has rights under
Wrong.
the Constitution.
Wrong. He's a U.S. born resident. Black people are not citizens of America. We're residents.
Okay, I won't disagree with you there, but he's supposed to be a citizen.
Who told you that? Who told you that? See, the only reason that they don't deport black people after they get out of prison, because they know they're going to get them back. They know they're going to get them back. I'm going to show you something. You ready for this? You notice the woman was not detained. She was questioned and released. But the black man was detained. See, as a black man in America, these are the things that we must deal with.
I would fucking love to be inside that room with those assholes on the other side of that glass looking at this guy. In this day and age, now that's one of the one places, these detention centers now, because you didn't see anything happen when he put that ban in place. No one was allowed to see the people that were detained. But this guy has got rights. I would like to hear what the fucking conversation was in there when the guy says, I'm Muhammad Ali's son. Here's my ID. Here's my social security number. Here's my passport. It should be a 30-second check and out the door. What the fuck is going on for 2 hours? That's what I want to know. That is fucked up. Sorry.
No.
We're on the internet.
No, we can say that.
That is crazy shit.
It is crazy. But the problem is, he's still a black man.
I hear you.
And dude,
if that ain't an example.
Flying white black.
Shit, man.
And Muslim. And he got the double women. He black and Muslim. His name is Muhammad Ali.
The son of the most peace-loving proponent of peace that the world has ever seen. The most recognized man in the world. His son is not recognized in the airport in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Once walked into a building and talked the man in off a ledge. When he died, I was in Uzbekistan. People had pictures of him in their wallets that they had in their wallets. Actual pictures of them, old pictures of him that they took with him in their wallets. There were pictures of him in the newspaper in Uzbekistan praying when he came back in the 70s to Uzbekistan. He's the most beloved man that I ever heard of in my life. Me and Mark Breland went and did an interview about him the night I got back from Uzbekistan. This man has to be, without a doubt, the greatest. The greatest, figure ever in the sport. Because at the time when TV got to be so mainstream, he was the biggest athlete of that time. But
doesn't that then scream of this son being held for 2 hours of a fuck you to people?
No.
There's what else? How else do you take that? You think it's just mainstream, or you don't think? I mean, you don't think that those border patrol or the Homeland Security guys? Do you think they were going, "Oh shit, we made a mistake," or "fuck you," or they were just business as usual?
Welcome to being a black man anywhere in the world. Welcome. So let me tell you something. Welcome. How you doing? I'm a black man. I've been here for over 400 years, and I still don't get the respect that people that came in 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 minutes ago get.
Even the most hardcore person's got to be. That's got to get to people. That kind of shit.
Oh no, why not? Let me explain something to you. I'm gonna say this, John. There's a vein of white people that have your anger and your feelings and your emotions about it. But for the most part, you're a freaking minority. You're a minority.
I'm not going to say I'm not.
You're a minority because guess what? Most people don't care. Whatever. That happened to him. You got black folk don't care about that. And you know let me tell you something. When we stop caring about our own plight, we're in a bad situation.
Apathy is murderous.
Apathy is murderous. Apathy is the worst thing that could ever, and that's what the black man in America. Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna say this multiculturalism shit, and I'm gonna say it like that. It's bad because the black men and black women that are for it, they buy into the white supremacy movement, and they want us to just, why don't you just act right? What the fuck is right? Is my question has always been, and I'm gonna say it because I'm on the internet. What the fuck is right? And call me maybe angry about it. What the fuck is act right? What? And answer that question. What the fuck is act right? So what's not? I'm looking at how he was dressed. He was dressed like a good Negro. He had a tie, overcoat in that picture. I mean, no criminal record. His ID, everything was in order, but because he's a black man with that name, look at him. Looks like any white guy that would be traveling that day, just dark. But this is what we deal with in this country, in this world. And you wonder why black people, and it happens a lot more than that. And you wonder why black men lash out and are angry so many times. There you have it. There you have it. And the system is set up for us to fail. And he didn't. There has to be something wrong with him. You can't be. I'm going to tell you what probably happened. Whatever. He can't be this squeaky clean. He's black. There has to be something on him.
He's got a name Muhammad.
It ain't just that. It ain't just that his name is Muhammad. Because he proved that away right away. It's not just that. But again, what black man, Muslim or otherwise, has committed any terroristic act in this country to the same magnitude as white people? Other than the DC sniper. What is the number? The number is it's non-existent.
Better detain him at the airport.
Yeah. Stop these Negroes right here at the gate. Stop them here. But let's get something established. This ain't gonna stop them. If they want to get in and do something to us in America, all they gotta do is just they'll find a way around the system. First of all, black folk ain't gonna put no bombs nowhere. You gotta be on time to blow a bomb up. We ain't blowing nothing up.
Oh man.
You gotta be on time to blow a bomb. We work on CP time. Had to be at what time? No, but that's a funny joke that a comedian has told one time. But I'm gonna be honest. I love us, but I need for us to wake up. This ain't just happening to Muhammad Ali. He just happened to be the one they picked that day. He happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong name that day. Come on, man. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. You know, I really want to say this, and I need for y'all to hear me. Being black in this country has its own burden. But being a black man in this country, whoo, boy, look here. I'm not taking away from the black woman, but being a black man in this country, whoo, it's something. It's It's a ooh. Just getting. I'm gonna tell you something. Just getting home, your wife should want to fill you up. Cause I'm telling you, it's a hard thing to get from the house, get from from work to home and back. Boy, black man get from home to work, and then back without getting a speeding ticket, pulled over for some BS, shot and killed in the street, mistaken for a criminal. He supposed to thank his lucky stars. But that's life. That's life. We taught to keep our head down. Doesn't that sound slavish to you? Just keep your head down.
You do a good white guy. That uppity white guy.
I've been around. Look, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I went to school for some pharmacy technician. To fill a prescription to work in the pharmacy, because I started out working in the pharmacy. It was my first job, and I worked for an Indian lady. She was, oh God, this woman. I had to get out. I had to get out of her pharmacy because I thought I was gonna throw something at her. She talked to men so bad. She talked to her husband like a dog. So she thought she could talk to me like that. I said, hold on, baby. Hold on, honey. I'm working here for free. I'm doing my extern. And I'm gonna if you can't talk to me no better than that, we're gonna have a problem. Well, you can leave my I said, I sure can. And left her pharmacy. I sure did. I went and worked with a black pharmacist. Was getting about the end of finishing my extern. Great guy. Great pharmacist. And a white guy came in because he got another job. And the Russian guy came in and he was so horrible. You understand me? He was like trying to be the uppity white guy, but with a Russian accent. I see you were a champion before. Why would you be here doing extern for this? I said, because I want to go in another direction in my life. Well, why did you pick that job? As if that job was like, I'm thinking to myself, I was trying to get into compounding. Pharmacy technicians make a lot of money. And I was trying to get my feet in and get in the compounding side where I can mix medicines. I really thought that was cool. And he took the taste out of my mouth for that right away. He would make these statements about black people that were like blanketed. And I had to tell him one day, I said, this is a little small space in here. I said, why don't you just stay on that side over there and I'll read the computer to get my orders, because you gonna mess around here. We gonna tear this little joint up. Because being a black man means that anybody can take shots at you. Russians, Asians, anybody can take shots at you. So what makes Ali Jr. think, or that black policeman think that they're not gonna take shots at him? But in the name of multiculturalism, in the name of multiculturalism, can't we all just get along? Why can't I? If he just act right, if Ali's son just act right, you know what I'm saying, carried himself better, spoke well. If the policeman, the guy that was the retired policeman, if he just complied, oh, that's the favorite thing, comply. If he just complied and didn't talk back, we want no uppity nigga talking back. Let's call it what it is. That's the way they see us. And if he didn't talk back, and do what uppity niggers do, that wouldn't be a problem. But the whole time he telling them I'm one of you, they laughing at him. So it ain't about you acting right or carrying yourself a certain way. It's just about you being black. And multiculturalism ain't gonna change that. All it's gonna do is make you want to be like. See, it's nothing like the slave trying to be like the slave master. You can't be both. You can't be the slave and the slave E. You can't be both. You can't be both. You can't be the rape and the rapist. You can't be. And too many times black folk are trying this multicultural thing. They're trying to be the rape and the rapist. You can't be both. And you gotta learn to put yourself in position to stop being raped by the raper. And multiculturalism, all that does is put you in line to keep being raped by the rapist. That's my opinion on multiculturalism. And that's my opinion on what's happening to black men now. It ain't that I don't feel for them, but I've been dealing with this shit for 45 years come March 7th. I've been dealing with this. This ain't nothing new. What makes you think this is new? This ain't nothing new. It's just new to him. Can you imagine how many people's rights that guy that was a correction officer stepped on? I think it hurt him more, in my opinion. It may have hurt him more because now somebody got him face down, ass up, like he would do them dudes that were locked up in the jail system. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Not all, but a lot of policemen in the jail system, black policemen, treat you like shit. Woo! It's you get treated better by some of the white policemen. COs. They look down on you. And I've never been convicted of any crime in my life, but I've been arrested. But brother, just for being arrested, as far as they're concerned, you did it, and they treat you as such. So no, I don't feel sorry for the policeman. I feel some kind of way for Ali's son. I feel some kind of way for him.
We can still take a call.
Yeah. Hey, I got a guy's texting me about calling in.
904-302-7220.
Oh yeah. I looked down and I just sent a text, y'all. I looked down so I could send Jason a text, tell him to call in because he wanted to talk to me on this. But a lot of guys have a lot going on tonight. I don't know what's going on tonight.
Deontay Wilder fight on Fox
There
after we get off air. Well, 9 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. My headphones fell off. Yeah, I'm gonna go get me a pizza or something. I'm gonna go get me something to eat that's good. Yeah, but multiculturalism for me, I was talking to somebody the other day about it, and I was telling them it ain't bad if that's what you like, but don't expect me to be hanging out with you. I'm not hanging out with you. It's not my thing.
The problem with the multiculturalism, if I hate to go back to that food example, but it's the one that for me it's the one that shines right in my face.
Right.
There's something to be said for different kinds of food. I happen to be a person who wants to try everything. I don't like everything, but I try everything.
Right.
I like lots more. Remember my grandfather saying to me one time when I moved him to St. Simon's Island, and we were driving through town there, and it's a homogenous town now like every other town. SunTrust Bank, Waffle House, Burger King, McDonald's, Starbucks, okay? We went to the Waffle House and ate. And across the street was some kind of it wasn't a Taco Bell, it was some other kind of Mexican restaurant, nothing fancier than. My grandfather came out and he said, Mexican. He looked at it, he says, you ever tried Mexican before? Which at the time I was 34, 35 years old. I said, I love Mexican. Never had Mexican in my life. He was 89 at the time.
Wow.
Never had Mexican.
Wow.
I said, it's pretty good stuff. He says, I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. And I thought to myself, holy shit. He's never eaten Mexican in 89 years.
And wow. Here's the thing. That's where we're headed. We're headed back to that.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going backwards. But the thing about it is, we're going backwards in the sense that the stripping away of black intellectualism, that is about black people. We've been stripped back. If you look, we're taking leaps and bounds back towards slavery.
Let me ask you something. When you go into Publix, okay, they have a section that says ethnic foods. What ethnicities are in that row? Chinese, Hispanic. That's it.
Italian.
That's not in the ethnic. That's in its own row with ragu sauce. Yeah, ethnic foods are all on one side. It's la choy, it's Chinese food, some Asian stuff, Latino stuff. You don't see anything that's African American. That's what America perceives as ethnic foods. Chinese food, rice.
That's respect, though. You know why? That's respect for that, because those people, those Chinese, Japanese, those people have their own stuff. Now they have sushi. They actually sell sushi on the bars.
Well, sushi's in the fish case now in Publix. It's right next to it.
What I'm saying, they have respect for those people's customs, traditions, and food. But there'll never be anything Ethiopian served anywhere.
Never. There's no Arab. I went into that market, the Arab market, last weekend. And I'm not kidding you, Nate. I went up and down every aisle, looked at everything. I love it. I didn't see, I said to my wife, now she recognized it. She said, "Oh, this is from Italy." And my wife, she's multicultural, but in a good sense. I said, there isn't one freaking thing in here that I recognized. The only thing that was even mildly recognized is I picked up a jar of this stuff. It was in a can, and it was in Arabic on the front. I said to my wife, "You know what this is?" I turn around. Kraft cheese in English. And it's the only thing I recognized in there. And I shop in Publix, Winn-Dixie, regular grocery stores. I have never seen any of this food. None of it. I've never even seen goat, which is delicious, by the way. Ate the rest of it today.
Goat is. I buy goat.
Never seen it in Publix.
At a meat store. Well, no, that's not something you're gonna see at the store like that. You gotta go like to actual meat store.
Yeah, well, but none of that stuff in that store did I see. It was a pretty big store. It was 10, 15 aisles wide. Not one thing in there had I seen before in any grocery store. Any of the brands, any of the mixes, anything. And multiculturalism in this country is narrowing our food choices down to, when you drive through mainstream America now, it's Burger King, Wendy's. It's 3 or 4 different places.
Popeyes, because now
Popeyes chicken.
Because I think Burger King just bought Popeyes.
Yeah. So now it's really going to be homogenized. It's going to be distilled down to their version of chicken.
You're allowed to get a Burger King like they used to have the Pizza Hut. Remember they used to have the Pizza Hut and the Kentucky Fried Chicken in the same restaurant?
Yeah.
They're allowed to start doing that with Burger Kings now. Burger Kings and Taco Bells. But my thing is, I don't want to share. I like my oxtails the way I like them. Some people cook oxtails one way. I like mine the way I like mine. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. Unfortunately, it's a trend. I don't know what's going to stop it or break it or turn it. I think it's just going that way. I think it's depressing to drive through this country and drive up anybody's main street and see the same 8 restaurants on it and have to look online and watch TV shows to find the authentic place to eat, to get out of the American culture. Because the American culture, if that's American culture, it sucks. Okay? It sucks. It's processed food of somebody else's. There's a corporate person that sits there and eats the burger and goes, this is pretty good. I think America would like this. Well, they don't serve it and go, well, how, not in the old days. Where a restaurant would serve food and people would go, shit, that's good. Make it again.
There's a place.
Special of the day.
As a matter of fact, we need to go down to this place called Angels down in, where's this place? It's down in Palatka called Angels. You and me going to go down to Angels one day. We can go tomorrow if you want. Angels is the most awesomest place in the history of awesomeness. Angels makes a good old-fashioned burger. You can get 1 patty, 2 patty, or 3 patties. And they make a regular old straight-in-your-face burger. But they've been doing it for like 60, 75 years or something like that. In that same little small town.
It doesn't taste anything like McDonald's, I can tell you that.
It doesn't taste anything like anybody. But it tastes like Angels. But that's the problem. Whatever happened to us being individuals is what I keep saying. I love when black women wear their natural hair. Now, if you look, no offense, and I know a lot of black women don't like to hear me say this, but if you look at a lot of black women, I'm like, why your hair silky straight like that? It looked like a mop, a shiny mop in a lot of cases. And they'll get mad with you. But I posted a picture of a guy the other day who had some dye, had dyed himself a beard and a mustache and a hairline. And all the women was mad about that. My thing is, so what you saying, it's bad for the guy to fake it, but it's okay for the woman to fake it? Because I'm going to be honest, if that guy painted that hairline on, at least he didn't get fake boobs, fake butt, fake eyelashes, fake nails, fake hair. All the things, but that's what society has told us that we need to have, black women included. Your butt ain't big enough. Before it was too big. Let's be honest. This is what we deal with on a regular basis here. This is what being pushed into this, as you call, homogenized, way of life has done to us. This has done this to us. Are we ever going to get back to being real? I feel like the best thing that could have ever happened to black people, and they don't know it yet, is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is truly the best thing that ever happened to us right now.
Explain that.
I knew you were going to ask me to do that. Maybe now we'll get back to trusting and believing and loving each other.
Well, we sure are separated right now, I'll tell you that much.
But that's good. That's good. But the problem is too many black folk keep trying to put themselves in the same class as white people, and white people don't even want them there. White people will just as soon have everything separate all over again as they once had it. You know why? Because they own everything.
Like your buddy said over there in England, I got everything. Why should I? Why would I want to give it up to you?
Why would I give it up to you? I like you and all, but why would I want to make myself equal with you? To make myself equal with you would mean that I would have to get some up. To make myself equal with you would mean I would have to, you know what I'm saying? I would have to actually be equal with you. Actually. I might actually have to work to get that job. I couldn't get it because of my white privilege. And anytime I say white privilege in front of a white guy, a lot of times they cringe. What white privilege are you talking about? Huh? I give him the huh.
I didn't even really know what it was till somebody said the word, and then I started. But if you're white, if you grew up like I did, all white school, you have to think about it. Then you have to see somebody that's struggling, and then you go, shit. Because I'll tell you the story. The one story where I got discriminated against. I went to Canada with my ex-wife. We went to Montreal. We were in the old district of Montreal, French speaking, and they're pretty tight about that French speaking, but it's a touristy kind of area. Went in, and we were with her father's friend, who's very French. Exactly. You got a swimming pool in his backyard. It's like 50 degrees, and he's swimming in it.
This is the way that we do it.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a nice guy though, Jean-Jacques. Went into this place, and I sat at the counter, and the girl there refused to serve me. I said, excuse me. And I watched her serve everybody around me who spoke French. And Jean-Jacques came in. I said, this fucking girl won't serve me. And he leaned over the counter and started yelling shit in French. Now, the only time I ever heard that kind of shit was when I was paying Jean-Marc Mormec after the fight against Braithwaite, and he saw how much money got taken out of his check, which was about 40% for taxes. Right. And he started yelling shit in French, and I was shitting my pants. He got up and tearing the table over, and I was shitting. That's how Jean-Jacques in the store was yelling at that lady. And that was the first time in my life, where I'd been discriminated against. And the white guy, I was like, this was the end of the fucking world. I was ready to call the fucking police, call the Royal Mounted Police, and have that bitch locked up for discriminating against me. White guy. and you won't serve me a fucking croissant because I don't speak English. And I thought to myself, holy shit, can you imagine if this happened every day of your life?
And it does.
I'd have fucking blown my head off.
No, you wouldn't.
Or I'd have done what other white guys do. I shoot the fucking place up. I go get guns and shoot the place up.
I hate them.
Yeah, that's what white guys do. When we get a little pissed at something, shoot the place up, man.
Right. But black people don't have that luxury. We don't have that luxury. We have the only rebuttal we have for it is to deal with it. That's all we have. All we can do is deal with this shit. And the sad part about it is, I made my mind up this week. I was gonna start talking about how I feel in the way I talk about it. Who in the whole entire hell ever made it okay but for someone to tell you that they were better than you? Especially a motherfucker that ain't smart as you, ain't strong as you, ain't fast as you, can't think like you, ugly, don't have all their teeth, smell like a puppy. And this is what we deal with. This is what we deal with. We deal with this. And as a black man, I deal with it every single day of my life. And it's not going to change. But before we go, I want you guys to stay tuned. We're going to do, we're going to be talking about my glove. Me and my man Johnny Hayes' glove, Defiant Wolf Boxing. Don't let it fool you. This is a great product. Teaches you to box, teach you how to punch properly. These cables go around your back. Coming this week, we're gonna have video for it.
Where do we get it?
You're gonna be able to reach me. I'm gonna have you can reach me at we have a number up and running. I want to start previewing it now. We're gonna have a number. You can hit me at. You can put it on. Go to my email right now. Nate at Galaxy Warrior. Nate at Galaxy ExperienceTheGalaxy.com. Hit me up through there, and we'll talk about it. Until we get my own website up.
You're watching Experience the Galaxy with Nate Campbell, the only show streaming live on Ustream, YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook Live.
Tell me, Kenny, how is it you rub my belly so fine with that secret rub of yours? And don't even tell me what you're gonna do next. I love you, Kenny Bear. Tell me, Kenny baby, what you gonna do next?
Kenny Bear's home for the barbecue rub and seasoning. Grab a bottle today.
Hi, Billy C. here. I want to talk to you about Sal's Neighborhood Pizzeria and Ristorante Italiano. Sal's Neighborhood Pizzeria and Ristorante Italiano serves the freshest and finest homemade Italian cuisine with Sal's family recipes from the old country. Sal's incredibly delicious brick oven pizza is the best pizza I've ever had. And I'm from New York. Come join us today on St. Simon's Island in the beautiful Golden Isles of Georgia. We're located at exit 29 off of I-95. Sal's is open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday, with private parties available on Sundays. For more information, call 912-268-2328 or go to salsneighborhoodpizzeria.com. Sal's Neighborhood Pizzeria and Ristorante Italiano, where new faces become old friends, and our family tradition is to serve you the very best.
Want to bring the big show to your event? The Talkin' Boxing with Billy C. show will bring the biggest daily boxing show on the planet to your event and take your show from just an event to a big event.
Coming at you from Fort Lauderdale, we're at the inaugural Women's International Boxing Hall of Fame. And joining me right now, I don't want her to beat me up, but one of the most well-known fighters, retired undefeated, Lucia Riker.
With worldwide television distribution, a first-class professional TV set, and a totally HD state-of-the-art production, Billy C. gives huge promotion to your weigh-ins, press conferences, and even promotional events. The big man from the Big Apple knows the fight game, and his professional interviews are the best in the business.
It's now time for Talkin' Boxing with Billy C.
And we're coming to you live
From the Billy C studio in Lake George, New York, I'm Bill Calagione. It's time for Talking Boxing with Billy C. Good morning, good day, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Linda from Southampton.
Hey, Linda from Southampton. What's on your mind?
VelDL TV and Billy C Boxing give your event the big spotlight with thousands of viewers worldwide.
The best boxing commentators out there, Al Bernstein. Al, glad you could join us, my man.
Nice. Thank you very much.
What's happening?
Well, we're having a great weekend. Just had a beautiful lunch here at Graziano's. My second straight beautiful lunch here at Graziano's.
Email us today and ask us how, or go to BillyCBoxing.com and click on the Billy C Now banner. Billy C Boxing, the right choice to make your event into the big event.
You're watching Experience the Galaxy with Nate Campbell, The Only Show, streaming live on Ustream, YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook Live.